Bully Maguire. There he is. Spider-Man 3. I'm sorry, man, but I'm going to have to put some dirt in your eyes. I have a feeling this figure is bad. I got a feeling that he's bad. That being said, not because of the movie. I know a lot of people don't like Spider-Man 3. But I think there's an interesting phenomenon that happens in movies. I really do. I think this is an interesting phenomenon, and if you've never stopped and thought about it, give it some thought. Go back. Remove your bias and remove the hype that you had at the time that you saw a movie, and you will find that your opinions about said movies change dramatically. One of the cool things or interesting things to do is right now we have all these people on YouTube that do reactions. They watch movies, and they're usually younger people. They're younger than me. I'm 41. They're usually in their 20s. That's not a bad thing. In fact, it's absolutely integral to the point that I'm making. When these people watch Spider-Man, Sam Raimi, 1, 2, and 3, they just watch movies. They watch part 1, it's good. They watch part 2, they're like, oh, that is so good. They watch part 3, and they are not stuck in the moments that we were stuck in with the kind of drag that we had, the expectations that we had. See, to them, they didn't wait so many years for this to come out and expect anything from it. It's just a movie. And they watch these movies back to back. 1, 2, 3, that's a pretty good series of films. And then they move on. And you would be shocked to see how many people watch that third movie and do not react the way that we did. And I say we, and that's unfair. I know it's going to sound like I'm trying to be different. I liked this movie, and I have watched it multiple times. And any time that I watch the Sam Raimi movies, I watch all 3 of them. And I don't care. Now, that's a very different monster than when I watch Ninja Turtles. When I watch Ninja Turtles, I watch Ninja Turtles 1. Yeah, that's right, I stopped talking. I watch Ninja Turtles 1. Sometimes, on a very rare occasion, I will watch 2. I do not watch 3. And it's actually not because I hate it necessarily. I just don't waste my time with it at all because it doesn't really do much for me. I have an entire thing on Fandom Night where we recovered those movies and I talked in detail about how I thought about each movie. And part 1 is such a masterpiece that the other 2 movies don't even register. Like, they just don't do anything for me at all. But this was different. Guys, understand something. I was huge into Spider-Man, and I always have been. And if you notice my Marvel Legends, I'm a putz. When it comes to my Marvel Legends, I'll buy 1 Captain America. I'll buy 1 She-Hulk. Well, I guess they got me twice on that one this time. I'll buy like 1 Phoenix that I want, 1 Cyclops that I want. Like, and then it's a very long time before I pick up another that I care about. I just want 1 Iron Man. I got him on the shelf. I'm done. But Spider-Man, he's huge for me. Like, he's huge. He's probably, in terms of Marvel, he is my favorite superhero on the Marvel side, realistically. Like, standalone, single hero. I've probably read more of his books than any other hero in Marvel. Unless you want to make the argument for the original Conan years. But I don't think that's in the same argument. I watched the first movie. No joke. I went to the theater the day it came out. I left school. I went there. I got there. And I said, Spider-Man. And they said, ooh, we are actually sold out of tickets. And I said, what? They said, yeah, the next available showing is 8:45. I came from school. I took the bus. I'm there now. I said, yeah, give me that ticket. I'll wait. I did. It's not a joke. I did it. I waited in the lobby. I walked around the shopping center. I went and looked at every single store that existed in the shopping center. I was like, oh, they sell shoes here. It didn't matter what it was. I burned my time. I sat in the lobby. I ate some popcorn. I got some refills. I waited. And at 8:45, I went in and I seen Spider-Man 1. And it was, no joke, in theaters, one of the greatest movie experiences I ever had in my entire life. And to let you know, I did not see it once. I went back. I saw Spider-Man 1 in theaters. This is not a joke. It's not an exaggeration. I saw it 14 times. I just kept going back. I went on Friday. Then I got some of my friends and I was like, guys, you got to see this. And I went on Saturday. And then Monday after school, after talking to a couple friends, we went. I was like, I'll go with you. So I got in their car and we went. And then we got to talking about it, and a couple of my other friends were like, yeah, I haven't got to see that yet. And I was like, when do you want to go? And they were like, we're going, I think I'm probably going to see it Friday. I'm going to go after school. And I was like, I'll go with you. And I went there, and I hopped the bus and went to the mall on Saturday. And by myself, went and seen it again. I loved that movie. And then Spider-Man 2 came out, and I didn't see it the same amount of times. I only seen it about 9 times in theaters. But I went to that movie a bunch of times too. And this, I will say, it wasn't my favorite. But I went to this movie 4 times in theaters. 4 times for this movie in theaters. So to tell you that I liked the Sam Raimi movies is an understatement. I absolutely loved them. And this was no different. And I bought them, and I watched them, and I'm a huge fan. And when this was coming out, they got me on this. They raised the price. You are not worth $35. Don't give me that look. Oh, look at that. You hear that? That is a car alarm. That even the cars are going off knowing that he's not worth that. He is not worth $35. You are not worth $35. When I open you, I know that's true. Don't give me that look. I see your face. I see your dumbass face. Let's open him, because I got this feeling like though I wanted this, and though I'm a putz, and though I bought it, and though it plays into my reasons for why I buy figures, I got this feeling that you're going to be an awful lot like the last one. And the last one, though I loved it, it may be one of the worst Marvel Legends that I currently own. That's a video. I may have a list for that now, even though I love all the figures that I've bought. I may have a list for worst Marvel Legends that I own. We'll see. For right now, we got to open him. Okay. Well, here he is. Bully Maguire Spider-Man. And let's see if I can't get this camera to do just him. Focus on him. Him. I kind of got him. So I want to be honest. Let me fix this again. Oh, nope, it fixed. Looking at it dead on, in the real space here, in like I have him in my hands, that's not bad. I could argue that it could be a bit better, but that's pretty spot on. I got to admit, I like this. That's a solid face. And I almost bought this for that face. Like, I could buy one of the suit figures now, or go to Ali's and just find somebody in a suit, take that head off, put it on the suit, and I could probably make it work. And that would be fine. I expected this. This almost feels like it's painted on the arms. Maybe I'm imagining it, but my fingers don't feel like it feels like all of this is a... I don't think these are raised. I think it's painted on. Not that that would be a deal breaker necessarily. I'm going to be honest with you. It almost feels like he's moving better than the other one did. Like, I think he might be moving better. It's hard for me to say. So, my Tobey Maguire that I got felt stiff. Like he felt stiff, like he did not want to move well. And then this one comes out, and they're asking $35. But it almost feels like he actually moves well. You might be able to get some cool poses out of this guy. He doesn't have drop-down hips, but of course I didn't expect him to because the other one didn't. And this is very much, as far as I could tell, the same body that we already got. But you might be able to do some stuff with this guy. I'm going to be honest, I am surprised he feels better to me than the other one did. That surprises me. The paint job here, of course, is broken up, but this feels sculpted. The spider on the back, the spider on the front is definitely raised. And the rest of it, it's a neat effect, and I'm having a lot of trouble believing. If it is raised, it is so barely, or just in certain places. And then the illusion seems to carry where it's like, it's raised here on the feet, like I can feel it. And it's raised on the boots, I can feel it. It's raised on the belt, I can feel it. I don't know if maybe it's just the way the arms feel, but the arms feel almost like it's painted. But then right down here it does. I think it is all raised. It's just it's almost a touch illusion. Well, he came with two things. He came with this wild thing, which seems to go... Does it go like this? And then you put the head back on? Because it's got like it seems to go like this. And then you put the head back on. And then he has this like crazy Venom effect that's on him, which really, it's okay. Like, maybe if I pulled it back and was, no, because then it looks like a dumb hat. If it's on the side, it looks like it wants to eat his head, but it doesn't necessarily look like... I'm going to be honest. This effect, it feels like trash. Like, it is not blowing my mind. This head, good. This body seems to feel better than the last one that we got. This head goes on, no problems. Looking up, looking down, looking around. Look, for what it's worth, I am pleasantly surprised. But that also being said, I still do not believe him to be worth $35. But just for the sake of, I want to get something out of him here. You want to kind of bring this leg up, that down, turn him a bit, bring this out, put the foot, bring this foot kind of more up, maybe something like this. You want to create a type of dynamic, a swing, pull him a little bit, move that, bring the arm back and around, move the head forward maybe something to this effect. Without his legs being able to do drop downs, it's really hard to get the type of effect that you're going for here, but you could get something to this extent. And you could make it work if you pull the arm correctly. Like if you put like a web in his hand and you pull it back, like he's coming off of something into another swing, you can get something out of him. He poses for what he's worth. But like, listen, we're going to be talking about this again. Because you want to move into higher territories, you made this figure, and I'm going to give it to you. He seems like the black suit, at least personally, feels like he is moving better. His parts swap better. He has a little bit better articulation. He doesn't feel nearly as gummy. His head seems to work a little bit better. I'm being honest here. As a figure, I think this is probably better than the other Tobey that we got from Marvel Legends. That having been said, at $35 for one legend claimed to be a deluxe. Why is he deluxe? Is he deluxe because he gets 2 climbing hands? 2 punch hands? 2 web hands? Is he deluxe because you had to give us a Tobey head? Is he deluxe because of this? Because this effect is trash. Like, on a personal note, this effect right here does nothing for me. Like, nothing. I will never do anything with this. I will never get a picture with this. I don't see a point to this. It does nothing for me. Is this what we paid for? Is black a tough color? Is it because the silver paint is kind of shiny? This one seems like they got to do some real justifying. For me, and my history, which I already told you, these Spider-Man movies were an absolute coming of age for me. I mean, I can't stress it enough. You really don't get it. To me, this was my Star Wars. Like, there are people that go to Star Wars movies and have seen the Star Wars movies over and over and over, and they're like, I went 12 times to freaking Lord of the Rings and things like that. Guys, that was my Spider-Man, and it is never repeated ever in my entire life. The hype that I got from every one of these Spider-Man movies, the amount of times that I went to the theaters in every one of these Spider-Man movies, the amount of times that I've rewatched them. I rewatch these movies almost every single year without fail. I can't stress enough how big of a deal these films were to me. So for me, as a putz, and I'll admit that, paying almost $40, I swallowed it, and I did it, and I got him, and he's going to go on my shelf. And quite frankly, I will be pleased with that. For anybody else that doesn't have one yet and is considering it, that is a tough buy. You're looking at $35 base value. That's what I paid. Then I paid the big bad tax, shipping and handling and whatnot on top of that. This guy was probably a $40 to $42 figure. That is way too much. I pride myself on being honest about why I collect, how I collect, if it is worth it, and then I try to be a little more realistic to people that are interested in the figure for the sake of it being a figure. And if your only reason for going after this guy is you like Marvel Legends figures and you collect all of them, that's a very hard sell to me. Very hard sell. I am a Spider-Man putz. I buy them. And I will completely admit to being a Spider-Man putz. I have bought Spider-Man after Spider-Man after Spider-Man from Marvel Legends in particular. They have got me over and over and over and over and over. This one's the animated one. Oh man, I need that one. I mean, it's the truth. But for you, personally, just collecting figures, is it worth it? Look, you're going to have to make your own determination there. But I do not believe that Tobey, especially for what most people are buying it for, they bought it for this head, and they're going to use it as custom fodder, and they're going to get a suit guy in a black suit, any random suit guy, and they're going to put that head on it so they can have bully dancing Maguire. I'm going to do that too. I'm going to go to Ollie's and I'm going to buy whatever random suit guy happens to be in stock, and his head is going to go on there. But that doesn't change the fact that I do not think this was worth $35. It may be best for you in a different kind of collecting attitude to step back and wait for the sales. I know you're playing roulette. You may not get one at all. But that's a lot for this Spider-Man.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.